Hello and welcome to Elite Weather. My name is Mr. G, your meteorologist. Happy Monday, everybody. It is Martin Luther King Day, so I have the day off from work, and so does my wife, because we work for the government in some way of capacity here, so we get the Martin Luther King Day off here. So we're going to be talking about the weather forecast today, and what I have in store for you is a lot. Again, lately the weather has been rather active right now. We're dealing with some very, very cold air, some of the coldest air of the winter so far. We are finally seeing snow through parts of the south. We're looking at a lot of lake effect snow across the Great Lakes. Great Lakes, not the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes, we've seen a lot of lake effect snow, where we've seen record snow over Buffalo and Watertown, New York, where they've picked up over 4 feet of snow in this latest iteration of the lake effect. And we've seen heavy snow across the Pacific Northwest as well. Over the weekend, we saw a lot of snow across the Rockies. Beautiful weather down across the Southwest. And we're finally seeing some wintry weather through Texas as well, as we're finally seeing some snow into parts of that region. So let's keep moving with the weather forecast as we talk about our city of the day, which is the lovely Nashville, Tennessee, our wonderful city of the day, as we see that heavy snow falling out there across Tennessee, and Nashville is right in the thick of it. You're going to be dealing with that snow through the latter part of the afternoon and over toward the evening hours before things begin to taper off in your area. But right now, that heavy snow is falling across your area. And I saw just a moment ago somebody out there having a great Martin Luther King Day, riding around on their four-wheeler or dune buggy, whatever that was. It was pretty cool to see them out here doing drifting and carrying on out there. So have a good day, my friend. You've earned it, I'm pretty sure. And our snow out there, you can see out there down across the south in our radar shot there. That is a live radar across the southern U.S. as we see that snow across Tennessee, from Memphis all the way into North Carolina and Virginia. We're seeing that band of snow out there. So let's move on with the rest of the forecast and talk about the Iowa caucus and how cold it's going to be tomorrow morning. And we're going to talk about the Great Lakes and that lake effect snow and the snow across the south and the polar vortex that's bringing that very cold air across the country from the Midwest to the East Coast and over to the West Coast. So let's move on with the rest of the forecast as we talk about what else is going on. So before we keep going here, I want to tell everybody to thank you for joining me today on the channel, here on TikTok and on YouTube. And I would appreciate a follow on my TikTok channel and a YouTube subscribe. So feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'm appreciating the interaction between you guys here. Leave your comments, likes, and it's always welcome. I really appreciate the traction that we're especially getting on TikTok. TikTok has been pretty fun to watch my slow but steady growth. I'm probably picking up 100 subscribers every couple of days. I'm picking up a good pace there. So I'm going to do a big live when I hit that 10,000 followers here on TikTok. And maybe I'll do another big live when I hit that 1,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube. I finally crossed the 600 mark on YouTube. And we're approaching 610 subscribers. So slowly but steady. So we're going to keep it going with that. So let's take a look at our first map. And our first map is going to be a radar shot of the Northeast, and we can see that that lake effect snow on the Great Lakes is beginning to wind down now. It's going to be starting to see it wind down here over eastern New York, so it's going to be starting to fade away for a little bit there. But we're still seeing that lake effect snow over western Michigan, and we're seeing it over Ontario as well. So near Niagara Falls, Canada, we're seeing that that lake effect snow continue to fall. So still a few more inches is going to be possible in the Buffalo, but I think the bulk of it is going to begin to wind down as those winds are beginning to settle down across the lakes out there and shift to a much more favorable direction that can shut off that lake effect snow spigot that's fueling that heavy lake effect snow. So we're going to start to see that valve shut off. Further to the south, we're seeing our current storm that's working its way across the southern U.S. right now with that snow across Virginia, the Carolinas, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee. We're seeing that snow over Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas as well. We saw some pretty heavy snow down across Arkansas. That snow extends back into parts of Nebraska and Kansas, Colorado, and New Mexico and northern Texas as well. You're all picking up on some of that light snow out there, and we're also seeing some freezing rain and ice mixed into that. So some of you could pick up about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of ice. So that's going to be leading to some slippery conditions out there. So please be very careful. Here is the forecast for the snow still to come in the Great Lakes with the lake effect over Buffalo and the Watertown and maybe Rochester and all those areas. So we're going to be picking up about less than 1 inch of snow. Still can pick up another 5 to 8 inches across the Buffalo and down in southwestern western Pennsylvania and southwestern New York. Another 5 to 8 inches for places like Angola and upstate New York. So still a little bit to go today, but I'm expecting the spigot to wind down here as we move to the remainder of the day. Here is the storm total that we've seen from this lake effect snow. So Derby, New York, we picked 41 inches of snow. We saw 37 inches in West Seneca. Blaisdell, we saw 31 inches, and Lackawanna and Hamburg had 29 inches of snow. So we saw that pretty significant lake effect snow event. Here is what's left for your winter weather alerts across the Great Lakes. We are still looking at a winter storm warning here across where the Buffalo area is, because we still pick up over 6 inches of snow, as well as around Syracuse and Watertown. We still have a winter storm watch warning in effect, because we can still pick up at least 6 more inches of snow. And over western Michigan, we still have the potential for another 4 to 6 inches of lake effect snow. Otherwise, we're looking at winter weather advisories here, because we're going to see a bit less than 6 inches. So anything less than 6 inches will warrant a winter weather advisory. So anything up to 5 inches. So a lot of that snow continuing, heavy gusty winds up to 20 to 30 miles per hour as well. So heavy blowing snow is going to continue over parts of the Great Lakes throughout your Martin Luther King Day. And down to the south, here's a look at your winter weather advisories across the southern United States. So East Texas, I'm seeing winter weather advisories, East Texas, and along the immediate Gulf Coast. So Louisiana, southern Mississippi, Alabama, we're seeing that winter weather advisory. But to the north, through northern Louisiana, northeastern Texas, so Texarkana, Shreveport, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, we're looking at our winter storm warning into Memphis and Nashville, and Asheville, North Carolina, winter storm warnings. Virginia, winter weather advisories. We're seeing winter storm warning over West Virginia, so Charleston, Kentucky. We're going to be seeing that winter storm warning as well. So many of you are still yet to pick up another 6 or so inches of snow in those regions. Where you've seen the heavy snow falling over Nashville, so continue with that. Some of you folks know how to enjoy those. Something you don't see a whole lot of is a lot of snow, but you guys can get out there with your 4-wheelers or whatever. You know, in the South, they don't have snowmobiles, they got 4-wheelers. Those are fun in the snow too, so you can get out there and have a grand old time in that snow out there. You don't see it that often. So here is our storm working its way across the South through Tuesday, and it's going to be moving that snow and some rain showers along the Gulf Coast and in Florida. Still warm enough for rain. You're not going to see snow in those regions, but you might pick up some snowflakes in southern Georgia, southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, and Louisiana. You might see a few mixed snowflakes. Definitely some freezing rain mixed in there, and some sleet and some rain showers along the southeastern coast as we head through into Tuesday. Here is your outlook for ice or freezing rain or glazing, and we can look at the possibility of some freezing rain here from Louisiana, Arkansas, and through East Texas, northern Mississippi, west central Alabama, and to parts of northeastern Alabama, northwestern Georgia, and southwestern Tennessee. We're going to be seeing the potential for freezing rain as we have a little bit of damming of the cold air, and some cold air is being trapped at the surface by a shallow layer of warm air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and that is causing some of that snow to melt, and at the surface down further toward the south, it's refreezing at the surface, so we're going to be seeing some freezing rain in that activity. Here is your snowfall forecast across the south. So Knoxville, Bristol, Charleston, so if you are in central West Virginia, western Virginia, eastern Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, western North Carolina, you're going to be seeing that potential for 3 to 5 inches of snow, 1 to 3 inches of snow for London, Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, Nashville still 1 to 3 inches, and Memphis could pick up about 1 inch. We can see 1 inch or so in northern Mississippi, northern Alabama. You can also pick up 1 to 3 inches near Huntsville. And northwestern Georgia might pick up 1 inch or less. So still some snow to be had out there across the south. Some flakes. So some folks have been asking me always in the chat, oh, we haven't ever seen snow in Mississippi or in Alabama. Well, there you go. So I don't know where in Alabama or Mississippi, but you have a better shot of seeing some snow if you are near Tennessee or Kentucky. But if you're further to the south, like to Florida and the Gulf Coast, you might see some freezing rain. You might see a few snowflakes, but it's not going to be enough to be measurable on the ground. But some pretty flakes falling down might be possible in some of those areas. So here is a look at the storm as we look at the remainder of today and that snow that's going to be across the southeast. And that's going to eventually lead to some snow across the northeast and into New England, where we've been seeing a massive snowfall deficit along the I-95 corridor. So we picked up some snow in Boston recently and Maine, but you're still running behind. So we've seen snow in Bangor. You're still about 12 inches below your average. Boston, you are about 10 inches below. You have 4 inches on the ground right now, but you are 10 inches behind. New York City, you are 7.5 inches behind your seasonal average today. You only have 0.2 of an inch of snow. Same thing for Philadelphia. You're over 5 inches below. You have less than 1/10 of an inch. So you have you're gonna pick up some snow as we head through the week and into tomorrow and Wednesday. You might pick up some snow in New York and Philadelphia. Finally, you're definitely going to see that snow in Boston or Scranton, Pennsylvania. You got 9 inches. You are over 6 inches below. Even Buffalo, where we see all of the lake effect snow, they are still behind. So we are seeing a deficit of snow across the Northeast and the Ohio Valley. That snowfall deficit continues. I'm going to step over here for a second so everybody can take a quick gander. Maybe you can see your area. You can get an idea of what you're dealing with in your neck of the woods as far as that snow shortfall. You might make some ground in the next couple of days, but it's going to all depend. We finally got a system that's cold enough, and we're going to see that cold air and that Arctic air to the west is going to help ensure we see some snow and in New York City because it's affected the country from coast to coast, but just more prominently down the center of the nation through the plains. But that cold air extends to the northeast and to the Pacific Northwest as well, and down to the Gulf Coast, and as far south as the Mexican border with Texas. That Arctic air is impacting those regions. So here is a look at the departure from the snow list days since 1 inch days. So you've had 716 days in Baltimore since your last 1 inch of snow. Philadelphia is 715 days. New York 700 days since the last time, almost 3 years ago, that you've received 1 inch of snow, or over 2 years ago. Here is your winter storm effects that we're going to see. So Monday, here's our storm over the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to cross over Florida. We're going to see showers and thunderstorms over Florida, but no severe weather is expected. And it's going to head off toward the northeast, become some sort of a weaker nor'easter, but we're going to be seeing snow from Boston to New York City, possibly Philadelphia and Washington as well. We're going to finally pick up some measurable snowfall over the I-95 corridor. Here is that blast of snow as it's headed up toward the northeast, through Pennsylvania, New York State. We're going to be seeing that snow in New Jersey. It's going to be really close in D.C. Very, very close. You might pick up some flurries or rain and snow mix. I don't think we're going to see more than an inch in the D.C. area. Might pick up a couple inches in New York, maybe even in Philly. Providence, yeah, you're going to see it. Boston, you're going to pick it up. Portland, you're going to pick it up as well. We're going to pick up a few inches. But some of the heavier snow could fall around Boston and Portland, Maine. So in that region, we could see the heaviest snow, and Providence could pick up several inches as well. So a snowing forecast for the Northeast Monday through Tuesday. And through Tuesday, here we are as we're going to be looking at many spots picking up at least 1 to 3 inches. But the heavier snow, where we can see at least 3 to 5, will be in Maine, north of Bangor, and then down further south through, that's it, over here, where you can kind of see that a little bit better. So down through West Virginia, so Charleston, and through Kentucky is where we're going to see 3 to 5 inches of snow from our storm that's currently headed toward the northeast up the Atlantic seaboard. And here we are as we take a look at our winter weather alerts. So a winter weather alert is in effect through Tuesday across all of the Northeast. So through New Jersey, down through New York City, all the way up to Connecticut, we're going to see the winter weather advisories across the mid-Atlantic states. This is the mid-Atlantic right through here, and parts of cold country through Pennsylvania. We're going to be seeing that potential there. And in the Pacific Northwest, we have an area of disturbed weather that's moving out from Oregon and Northern California and across the Rockies. The next storm is going to be bringing a lot of snow across the Pacific Northwest through Monday and through Tuesday, or Tuesday through Saturday. We're going to see on and off rounds of snow across the Rockies and into the Pacific Northwest. That includes the Cascade Mountain Range and the Sierra Nevada Mountain Range in California. Here is your winter weather alerts that we're going to see through Thursday, and we have winter weather alert, winter storm watches across the Cascades through northern Oregon and through Washington, and we're also seeing winter storm watch over the northern Rockies, Idaho, and Montana, and we're going to be seeing dealing with a winter storm watch in those areas. So the Arctic blast, the polar vortex, is going strong right now, and we're seeing that very cold air. Those forecast lows tomorrow is going to be in the single digits below zero across the Mississippi River Valley. So Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, down through Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, all of the states that border the Mississippi River in the river valley there, we're going to be seeing those temperatures in the single digits below zero tomorrow morning, and we're going to be seeing those single digits across the high plains. But if you are, say, closer to the Rocky Mountains, in like Casper, Wyoming, going to be a little bit colder, where we're going to be seeing it in the teens, and we're going to be seeing those teens through Colorado to Nebraska as well. So North Platte, Nebraska, we're going to be seeing those morning lows in the teens. So very cold start to your day on your Tuesday out there. Same thing for your Wednesday. It's starting to get a little bit better. We're starting to get above zero. We're going to see that -1 in Fargo. But everywhere else, this, in my opinion, I think that this Arctic blast is going to be a little bit less substantial than earlier forecasts. We're going to see those temperatures still remain slightly above zero, but the wind chill will be a little bit low because of those winds blowing from the north. So a stiff north wind will make those wind chills pretty cold as we head on your Tuesday morning. So Thursday, again, a little bit better. 0 in Minneapolis, 25 in St. Louis, 15 above in Chicago, and we're going to be seeing it above zero pretty much all over the Midwest as far as the actual air temperature is concerned. But here's the wind chills that we're going to see tomorrow morning. Now, in Iowa, the Republican Party will have their caucus tomorrow in Iowa. In Des Moines, the dew point, the wind chill will be 27 below. But don't let that stop you from doing your civic duty and caucusing, Republicans. So get on out there and do your caucusing and handle that cold air. That -27 wind chill and -21 in Minneapolis. -24 in Duluth. Chicago is going to be -24 for that wind chill. So very cold start to your day. So bundle up. It's going to be very windy. Cover your head and put on your winter coats as you head out tomorrow. And again, those very cold wind chills will be in place for the next several days. Things will slowly begin to improve by the end of the week. And next week, we'll say goodbye here about the 21st or so. We'll say goodbye to the polar vortex, and more moderated air moves in from the west. Warmer air will move in. We will see highs reach the 30s in the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes, and 40s will return, and 50s will return down to the southern states. So a moderating air mass as we work our way through time. I think overall this shot of cold air is going to be a little bit less intense than originally thought. So that's a bit of good news. Still, we have a lot of wind chill advisories to work with. Wind chill warnings in the pink. If you are in the blue, you have a wind chill advisory. Wind chill warnings is anything 25 below and colder, you get a wind chill warning. Anything up to 25 below is a wind chill advisory. So that just means that your frostbite happens in 10 minutes or less with the wind chill warning, and then wind chill advisory, you have about 20 minutes before frostbites takes hold and your little fingers fall off and your nose fall off. So that's your weather forecast. My name is Mr. G. Thank you for watching me today on Elite Weather Forecasting. I am a student meteorologist at Mississippi State University. So thank you for watching me today. Leave a like, comment, subscribe on YouTube and TikTok. I appreciate your support. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great day and a good Martin Luther King Day. Bye-bye.